Hello everyone, how are you doing? Oh, oh! I want to do a video. Let's set this down here. I want to do a video about this concept of, you know, when people talk about health and stuff, in the raw vegan movement scene and the teachers and this, I just sort of heard a bit of a presentation I was watching and the person was kind of making the point about if you're not if you're doing a raw vegan diet or something, you're not feeling that good. You you gotta look at the other aspects of health, and that it's not just about your diet, and you gotta look at other things, and that people can get preoccupied with one thing or the other, and not think about this holistic approach, including all these different components of health. And that's true, but I feel like everyone understands that. I don't know if that needs to be really said again and again, like, and it's true. There's a lot of people that go on a raw vegan diet. They don't feel good, and it's nothing to do with the diet. It's other aspects of their life and other things that are going on with them, and it's the sort of readjustment from taking bad foods out of their diet and taking stimulants out of their diet, and all of that takes time, and it's all the healing that has to go on after that. And you might not feel your best all the time after doing that, but it kind of depresses me when people don't when we say that idea of, like, you got to look at other aspects of your lifestyle, we forget about the definition. We forget about what health even is, and we start to think, well, health is about stress and emotional stuff and your relationships, and yeah, all of these things are technically part of the overall picture of what we call health and being healthy. But a lot of these things are more like about having a good life. None of these things, as far as I'm concerned, are really the cause of the diseases that are making people want to change their diet. The reason that people are investigating a raw vegan diet is they have severe health crises issues often, um, that aren't caused by emotional stress and aren't caused by relationships not working out, and aren't caused by spirituality, and aren't caused by it whatever. They're caused by that person's diet, and we need to I think we need to get that across to people, like, and it is your diet. It is your diet, and this is not what people want to hear. People don't want to change their diet, and people don't want to go 100% raw, and people don't want to people don't want to change at all. And when people come into the health world and they start to question things, or people maybe throughout their life are thinking about their health and starting to investigate it and starting to make changes and little experiments. Some people don't at all, but a lot of people will at various times in their life before they really take it seriously. And there are people that will tell you it's nothing to do, like, there are people that will tell you it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's something outside of your control, you know? And the reason they tell you stuff like that is because that's attractive. People want to hear that. And you can't confuse what you want to hear with what's true. Sometimes when someone's telling you the truth, it sounds harsh, but it's not harsh, it's just true. No one wants to hear that their diet, that they choose, that they eat, that they've participated in, is the cause of their ill health. At first, anyway, people don't want to hear that. People that are in pain and severe pain and misery and terrible life, you think giving them, you've got the answer for them, you can help them because you've learned about the raw vegan diet. They don't want to hear it. They're not, weirdly enough, they're not even interested in listening. They don't want it to be a possibility. And what people want to hear is it's not your fault. It's not anything to do with you. It's not anything to do with your diet. It's not anything to do with this and that. And this is how everything. This is how cons are basically sold to people. Scams, basically, like all the supplements, all the herbs, all that stuff. None of it does anything. None of it works. It can't work. It doesn't have any ability to work because it's not the problem. The problem isn't that the person doesn't have enough nutrients. It's the person has an excess of the wrong nutrients from the wrong foods, or just like the wrong foods, basically, to keep it simple. For the vast majority of chronic disease type issues. And all the symptoms that go along with that, and overweightness and tiredness and aging skin and all the stuff that goes along with that. So I don't know, I don't like seeing this message really. Like, oh, it's not just about your diet, it's other stuff. Because what happens is people come to these fruit festivals and they go, oh, well, what I learned was I need to work on my emotional health. And it's like, but dude, you've got heart disease, you're overweight, your blood pressure's through the roof, and people lie to you all the time about their health. Oh, nothing wrong with me, I'm as healthy, I've never been to the doctor in my life. You've never been to the... What about the operations you've been through? Well, apart from them. What about the medication you take? Well, everyone takes that. Like, people are lying to themselves. And have this weird paradigm that you're meant to get sick, and sickness is normal. And it's not normal. It's, well, it shouldn't be normal. It is normal if people eat this abnormal diet. This disease-causing diet that predictably causes disease. You know, and I try and make the point to people, yeah, I get it, you like the emotional health stuff, you like the spiritual stuff, you like the touchy-feely stuff, you like the massages and the blah 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 and the chiropractic and the readjustments, and you like all that. But the diet is by far the biggest thing impacting your health. Is your diet. Now, outside of things that can kill you, like if you throw yourself off a cliff, obviously, if you put yourself in an oven, if you put yourself out in a block of ice, yeah, things that kill you are worse for you. But most of the time, radiation is super bad. You know, most of the time you're staying away from all that stuff. The infectious diseases going around at the moment, coronavirus, these things aren't... There's still far more people dying of the other chronic disease. It doesn't matter how high those numbers get of coronavirus deaths. So there's still more deaths from the other chronic diseases, and most of the coronavirus deaths are just chronic disease deaths, just deaths basically, just people dying. They had coronavirus, and they were so sick that they actually got the symptoms of it and everything. You have to be really sick to get those symptoms. No one believes they're that sick. And everyone is pretending that the symptoms aren't there. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. We can all we do is just keep on putting a message out there. But what I don't like is raw food teachers and leaders kind of saying, well, yeah, the diet's kind of important, but there's all these other things that are important too. Like, you don't have to tell people to get a good night's sleep. No one's trying to get a bad night's sleep. No one's actively working on trying to sleep badly. Yes, should people sleep better? Yeah. I sleep pretty poorly. Well, I fall asleep at weird times. I have problems with falling asleep, but when I fall asleep, I sleep pretty well. As long as I have nothing to get up for, which helps. But I don't like that message. I think it confuses people, and it makes people go, oh yeah, it's not really about diet, it's about other stuff. That's fine. We shouldn't really focus on diet. We shouldn't get obsessed with it when it's the one thing that definitely causes disease, death, premature death, misery. Like, makes you completely, to me, totally affects your body on a total biochemical, physical, chemical, whatever level. And people go, oh yeah, well, it's not that. It's the diet isn't that important. It's just a part of the process. It's a part of the whole chain of like causes and things. And and there's all this holistic harmony stuff, and you know, you get say your prayers at night and do the other stuff and do your yoga and go for a walk and do some meditation and do this other stuff. And it's like all these things are great. Like they're all part of a good life. You don't even need to say healthy life. Really, when we're talking about health, we're talking about diet. It's that's the main thing that people are avoiding. You can maybe say exercise as well, but people aren't like. I mean, maybe people are actively having bad relationships and friendships and situations like that, but that's usually when people aren't conscious of it. People that are conscious of it are not choosing to have a bad friendships, bad relationships. People aren't choosing to live in a bad environment and all that kind of stuff. So all the things, hygiene, it's all great, like, but it's all sort of like to make people feel better about the fact that they're not. It's like, well, I can kind of do my diet 50%, I can get it 50% right, and then I'll work on all the other 35 aspects of health. It doesn't work like that. Diet is like diet the other factors. Diet the other fact, like in terms of a pie chart. Diet is it's the main thing to work on. People should get their diet as good as they possibly get it. You know, you should keep on working on it until you get it as good as it gets, which to me is a raw vegan diet. The other stuff, it's not even that difficult to work on. Like, I don't know. It's the whole philosophy around hygiene and the holistic health thing is great, but it's not truly the real thing of health, which is disease. You know, avoiding disease is where health comes. Avoided that has nothing to do with your emotional state. Sorry, but it just doesn't. Like the idea that people get heart attacks because they're so negative and nasty and bad, like, and as if all these loving, nice people never get heart attacks. It's not true. You can't have that many people dying of heart attacks, and it's only the bad people. And then another massive amount of people die of cancer. Oh, it's only negative people that die of cancer. None of that's true. And everyone, by the way, likes to perceive of themselves as, I'm not angry or negative, therefore I'll never get those things. Like it's nonsense. So overwhelmingly, diet is the biggest thing. It's the most important thing. It's the thing to focus on. Overwhelmingly. And people don't want to believe that. They want to believe, well, I can do 20% or 50% or 30%, and then I'll work on all the other aspects. And I'll just tell myself I feel good, and I'll just tell myself I'm positive about my body, and I'll just live in a lie. And no one wants to just fully deal with the truth, you know. And I struggle sometimes working with people and stuff. Like, I want them to take it that seriously as well, because a lot of people are in a worse position than I am. I'm not at risk right now of chronic disease. I'm not at risk of corona. I'm not at risk of any of these things. Not because of magic, because I've made decisions over my life to continually move in a healthier direction that went against the norm. That meant that socializing and social life was more difficult. That meant that I sacrificed things. So you sacrifice things for your health. Maybe maybe that was wrong. I don't know. Maybe it would have been better. So you make these sacrifices to try and improve it. But fair enough. But if you're at the point where you're sick, where you're not doing well, where you feel you could be doing better, now it's time to make. Now it makes absolutely no sense not to make those sacrifices. It's not a big deal. So I really think that the emphasis, I understand that for many people, that what they do, what they promote, what they work with, whatever it is, their angle, their idea, their concept, like, everyone needs to have their own little thing. But I don't know why the diet isn't always the most important thing, you know? As boring as that sounds, as boring as eating fruits and vegetables sounds and all that kind of stuff, I think it should always be emphasised that it is the thing. And we can't go saying to people, well, I mean, I do 100% raw vegan. That's what I like. In fact, I do this all the time, to be honest. So I'm criticizing myself, but I do it. It's right for me. It's an experiment. Um, Almost like saying, but it's not for you. You can't do it. You're not good enough. I mean, I've went on a long journey. So if I go to the average person in the street, they've not made the first change diet wise. They've not become conscious about their diet. They've not thought about it. They've not felt the impacts of what happens when you take something out. They've never cut something out of their diet. They eat everything. They've always eaten everything. So it's going to take them time. So you want to encourage them to do something that's easy for them. But when we're talking about a raw vegan audience, like, do we really want to be saying to them, "Oh, hey, don't worry about it. You just work on some other mystical aspects of health, and there you go." And I know someone that was a raw vegan and they died, and I know someone that was raw vegan and they were not a nice person, and I know someone that was raw vegan and they were blah blah blah. Right? Like, we get it. It's not the perfect cure all for everything. It's just a cure all for an unbelievable number of things, and the vast majority of things that people are coming to the raw vegan world to deal with. Anyway, that's my rant over for the day, and please check out the Love Fruit podcast for more interviews and stuff like that, and you can check out the UK Fruit Fest channel for a lot of the interviews and clips from other presenters. Fruitfest.co.uk if you want to join the newsletter to get notifications about webinars. We've got Fruity Fridays coming up this Friday again for the second time. It's proving to be massively popular. I'm kind of surprised. Fruity Fridays, 7 p.m. UK time. That'll be 8 p.m. Europe time, 2 p.m. New York time, 11 a.m. probably California time, and maybe hopefully you can work out. It's probably too early for Australia, 6 a.m. or something, or 5 a.m. Sorry, unfortunately, it's maybe 6 a.m. in Wellington, New Zealand, but and in the Middle East it'll be like 10 p.m, 11 p.m, or whatever. Anyway, you can check that out. You can go to fruitfest.co.uk, sign up for the newsletter there. You'll get the book anyway, and we'll send you some stuff out, some more information, and you'll get information about Fruity Fridays and all sorts of other stuff, which is our free weekly gathering starting from now. Hope maybe we keep it going forever, who knows. But it was super popular last week, so, and there's already been loads of people that want to be part of it this week, so fair enough. Anyway, thank you for watching and for joining, and feel free. I think I'm nearly at 3,000 subscribers, so thank you. If you want to share the video or like it or something, I think that might help. I don't know much about this. I think it probably does help, but yeah, thank you for watching.